Okay.
Joining us right now, he has quickly become one of our favorite guests. He is the chairman CEO of Cingulate. Their ticker symbol is CING. And what they are doing for people with ADHD and making it so much easier in their lives, not only deal with it, but the people who they live with, who are taking care of them, the ones to Shane Schaffer back with us here on the Big Biz Show. Mr. Schaffer, my friend, how are you, sir?
Welcome back.
Great to see you guys. How you doing?
We're doing.
By the way, I think I've heard them do some Looney Tunes in the past too. That was fun.
Oh yeah, there's Looney Tunes. They know that to deal with us.
I walk in the room, but that's okay.
I recently had the great privilege and honor of eavesdropping in on a board meeting with.
That's when I was on my vacation. Yeah.
With Team Cingulate, and it was awesome. And you quickly realize why this company is the rocket that it is, and they are on the trajectory, the path that they are going on. Shane, if you can though, for people who might be tuning in for the first time, long time type of thing, just give us the quick nickel version of the genesis of Cingulate and how you arrived where you are with your therapy.
Yeah, so I mean, Cingulate was born in 2014, so it's been a ride. Our whole focus from the very beginning was taking a look at major therapeutic areas where billions of dollars are being spent, and yet patients are not having very good or optimized outcomes. We focused on ADHD immediately, just due to the fact there's probably 8 different major issues like onset of action, the duration of action, make sure you cover that entire active day, the booster doses that patients are being forced to take as a recovery medication, the abuse and the diversion that go along with that, the side effects of tolerability. We knew we could do better. And what we did is we built our own drug delivery platform from the ground up. And it's going to be something that we've already now used in ADHD. We'll soon be looking at it in a second ADHD asset, an anxiety asset, and then it also has the potential for us to use for future medications and say insomnia, take cardiovascular disorders, xerostomia, movement disorders, as well as a tool we can use to license to other pharmaceutical manufacturers that need to have this really unique, first of its kind technology that allows us to take 2, 3, or 4 of the same or different molecules and then deliver them in the precise ratio, the precise timing, and precise style of delivery that the human body needs in order to optimize therapy. That's us in a nutshell. And we're now at a point where we're getting ready to submit our lead asset to the FDA. We met with the FDA last week and had an extremely productive meeting. And we're just really excited about where the future of Cingulate is going to be heading here in the very near term.
Shane, that sounds so awesome. And every time I talk to you, I'm like, I need to be a guinea pig for Cingulate because I need it desperately. But I want to talk to you about this precision timed release. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the things, because there's lots of talk out there about some of the ADHD medication that is abused. And you mentioned abuse of it. But I believe with this precision timed release, it's nearly impossible for Cingulate to actually be used, abused. Right?
Well, so it's a great point. And when you talk about abuse of a particular product, at the end of the day, give me a really good organic chemist and they can figure anything out and they'll find a way to abuse something, right? But what we're really focusing on is not so much the fact that our technology, and I'll pull it out real quick. I mean, this is all a patient will take. That's it. That's your daily dose. And in order to try to abuse this, you do need to be an organic chemist. But what we're really focusing on is the fact that since 60% of patients in the ADHD space today are getting that short-acting stimulant to really act as a recovery medication because their initial drug doesn't start fast enough or in all cases doesn't last long enough, that short-acting product is easily abusable. You crack it, you crush it, you snort it, you share it. It's sadly the reality of it.
Yeah.
All patients won't need that because the third dose, as you see here in the video, it's built in. So we're already timing it in a place where the patient won't have to experience that sort of, that downward spiral where the ADHD symptoms return. And instead, we stop that, we build the booster in, and we add efficacy, duration, and we give a patient, an entire active day of efficacy.
So, taking these and let's say, like you said, chopping it up and snorting them, it's not going to give you the same effect that the immediate short term that you were just talking about, that there's other medications that people are doing that, because it's not going to give them the same feeling, right?
Yeah, and look, our goal is not to create a feeling of euphoria. It's
Right.
about really creating a medication that helps you stop the
Right.
ADHD symptoms. It's a neurobiological disorder. I mean, basically, if you have ADHD, you're very intelligent to start with. You have a high IQ, on average higher than most. But what the issue is you have too much of what's called the dopamine transport reuptake. You're basically sucking out the dopamine where it needs to be sticking around. And what we want to do is have a soft, sort of stoppage of that. Let the neurochemicals do what they're supposed to do, the neurotransmitters, and then just make sure the medication's on for the appropriate period of time. That's what we've done, and that's what our data has shown. And at the end of the day, with our meeting last week with the FDA, it's like you guys have done a great job. We're on track now to submit our new drug application in the middle part of this year. We're targeting the July-August timeframe. So
Shane
this
Schaffer, sorry,
medication-
Shane.
No, you're fine.
Shane Schaffer, Chairman, CEO of Cingulate, their ticker symbol CING. Give me, just kind of peel back the curtain though, when you go into a meeting with the FDA, is it a bunch of people in lab coats and dark, glasses looking down their noses at you, just looking for anything they can, peck out and say, no, you're not ready? Or how does that go?
No, they're good people, just like like all of us. What the FDA is looking at is to, number one, make sure the medication that is being sent for approval is safe. They
Okay.
want to understand the safety of it, and part of that safety understanding is around manufacturing. So how do we manufacture our product? The questions that we discussed with the agency were largely around that. Manufacturing, the colors of the tablets, the dissolution specs, things like that. Just so they need to understand that this product is well manufactured and it's going to be safe when given to patients. But it's a very collaborative environment. The division chair, they do great jobs of making sure that we understand what they're looking for. We ask them, does this make sense? And it's been a long road for us. We've hit some hurdles. COVID was fun.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, we've had very good dialogue with the agency, and we're in a position now where we're excited to stay on track and get this product submitted to the FDA.
So then, Shane,
No white lab coats. No white lab coats.
So then tell us the next step. So you're waiting for this approval, and then, is the next, how long and what's the next step towards commercialization, and what does that process look like?
So we've already executed our joint commercialization agreement with Indegene. So Indegene is really the number one in our mind, as well as from their overall financials. They are a go-to-market commercialization company. They work today with 20 of the top 20 global pharma companies. So they're working with Pfizer, Novartis, Sanofi, Glaxo, Moderna, Amgen, Cingulate. They're the ones that are behind the scenes. So you see the Cingulate name, the Pfizer name, the Merck name. But at the end of the day, it's the go-to-market capabilities that Indegene has built over 25 years that incorporates artificial intelligence and machine learning, understands providers' digital affinity, like how much does a physician or provider go to the digital world versus the face-to-face world. And then what we do is, we've bolted on to that incredible engine. And instead of going out and raising $150 million to fund our own field force, our own commercial operation, build all of this technology, and talk about a waste of money, you will fail and spend a lot of money. We now bolt on for the cost of a DocuSign. And that's what we're doing. We were ready to work with Indegene and commercialize this product.
Cool.
Changing people's lives, all for the better. That's Shane Schaffer to a T, Chairman, CEO of Cingulate, their ticker symbol CING. Always great to talk to you, buddy. We're always smarter after you visit us. At least I am. I feel that way.
Yeah.
Doing great stuff. All right, keep it right here. Much more to come with the Big Biz Show.